Welcome back, guys. We're back with Son of Ogre, chapter 26, entitled Next Generation. So Baki's still locked up, and at the moment, Shay is flexing his strength, or the flashback that's going on, Shay's flexing his strength with the United States government. He's walked into President Bush's house and chatted with his family just to show him what he's capable of. So let's see how much more development we get here in this chapter. So Baki's still in solitaire with this guy in handcuffs, and he says, "But why is such an important man in this prison?" The reason is simple. Who else is here? Yes, Mr. Unchained, Biscuit Oliver, the strongest man in the USA. Oliver's power is completely equal to George Bush, but without weapons. He's also Bush's obstacle. Guevara wants to knock down Oliver with bare hands. It's a very fascinating fight for Guevara. I want to fight against Oliver. Many have come here for the same reason. Same as you, Baki. We are the without weapons generation. Oh yeah, I guess Baki and Shay would be around the same age. I think Shay has them by like 4 or 5 years. I wonder how old Baki's supposed to be at this point. If you guys know, leave a comment below. I also didn't believe it before I actually saw it. The body with extremely strong muscles has no enemy. Anywhere he goes, there are no detectors that can find out true strength. Guevara is right. If you don't have weapons, you can infiltrate anywhere. Excellent mindset, and 100% right. You can't detect someone's fighting spirit or fighting knowledge of techniques of strength with any type of scanner. There are only 3 men alive who are stronger than machine guns. The USA finally noticed that, I think. USA has chosen 3 of the strongest men who need to be kept under surveillance. How serious Baki's face is. Your father, the Ogre, Hanma Yujiro, who actually works for the USA. The Unchained Man, Biscuit Oliver, who also is pampered by the USA in exchange for a few favors. And the second, Che Guevara, who is independent. They are being watched through satellite at all times. Oh wow, so they're trying to tell me that Che is on the same level as Oliver and Yujiro. Yujiro saying Oliver was on the same level as Yujiro is a stretch, and now to have them say Che here is on the same level as those two makes me all the more excited to see him in action. Hopefully it's not just nut kicking. Like, I want to see more fights. I also don't want to see anything impossible like that hair eardrum thing. They are being watched through satellite at all times. Satellite, yes, an artificial satellite. Usually it's only for military use, but it's used for surveillance of the 3 strongest men too. What? Really? It can get several meters close to the ground. Very clear images too. It's following around Yujiro. Wow, that's crazy. West Sutra. When even one of them runs more than 6 miles per hour, what do you think will happen? I don't know. More than half of the satellite systems will respond to it, and that will affect the GPS car navigations, which also use a military satellite if they get a gap over 70 meters. Wow, so not only are they being watched, they're being followed at all times. When they run or fight, except being transported by a car which exceeds the 6 miles per hour. When they move faster than they walk, car navigations get affected by 70 meters from the position they are located. Am I driving on the sea? So this must be a normal person. They're saying because of the satellite activity that changes when they move more than 6 miles per hour, it affects the normal people's GPS. That's crazy that they would use so many resources just to keep track of 3 people. That's amazing. Yeah. It's even funny for the guys who are protected by weapons to meet someday one of these 3. So like President Bush, who has bodyguard upon bodyguard, who's laced with weapon after weapon, was faced with one of Che Guevara's men and was completely defeated, as he was when Baki snatched him up. So what are you guys plotting? Walks in here with this baton like that's gonna do anything. You might be able to harm this old man. Hit Baki with that stick if you want to. And look at his face. You can just see the confidence in his face, how strong he thinks he is because Baki's in handcuffs and he has a weapon. You're weak. You're a joke. That sickens me. You've been talking for such a long time. So this guy starts to spin his baton, catches it. He didn't try to eat properly, so I was just telling him the rules. Wow. So you see his thumb sticking out here pointing toward Baki, and this impact frame here just showing that it got hit, and now his nail is hanging off of it. I said no talking. Did you forget that? Now look, you can just see how good he feels about himself having struck this old man with a weapon. Squishing your eye, or breaking your teeth, or crushing your nose. Punishments anyway. Alright, so this has to be the same guy. And these lines indicate he's heading toward the ground. His hat is now missing. So Baki has gotten off the ground and done something to this dude while handcuffed. You'll also get what you deserve. Oh, he used his foot to snatch that hat off just to let him know, like, look, I'm no one to mess with. Still handcuffed. Even if you give the old man more blows and lashes, your hair won't grow back anyway. Very, very funny. I was not expecting Baki to say that. How did he know that he was bald from the get-go? Maybe he just snatched it off just to snatch it off, and once he saw that he was bald, decided to insult him. That was funny. That was very funny. Look at the sly look on his face. He's gonna be livid. Look at his face. I have to thank you for this. I have kept doing this job because I was waiting for this to happen someday. He was waiting on an excuse to just go ham on somebody and beat a prisoner to death. This old man here is trying to protect Baki. He doesn't know how strong Baki is yet. And Baki just welcomes this challenge. And I don't blame him. Let me have had the strength that Baki has and been in this situation. Try me if you want to. I've been itching to break somebody. I've been here. I'm a fighter. I haven't gotten to fight anybody. You got me in handcuffs. Try me. Sure enough, that's bound to be what happens in the next chapter. This was a very exciting chapter for the most part, seeing where Che Guevara stands on the ladder of the world's strongest in comparison to Oliver and Yujiro. It's nice to see that he's on that list, at least that he's been recognized by the United States government to be tracking him the way he tracks, the way the government tracks Oliver and Yujiro. So they're really ramping this man up to be savage, and I can't wait to see that in action. This was chapter 26. Please leave a comment below about what you thought about this chapter. Hit the thumbs up if you're a fan of the Baki manga. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you have, thank you very much. Please share with at least one friend. Let's try to continue growing the community. Check the link in the description for the next video. Again, hit that thumbs up, and as always, otaku for life.